everyone. I just want to quickly review how you can set up for Walk to Read. Now, this is the way I do it. Maybe you do it differently, but a lot of this is how we've also been taught in the past. So I created this checklist and I will make it so you can make a copy of it. So if you want to be able to click in these, yeah, we'll do that. Okay, so the very first thing I'm going to do on here, it says remind students or parents that Walk to Read is starting soon. So if you have Google Voice, maybe you're sending a text out, maybe you're making some phone calls, and maybe this is happening earlier in the morning or on a different day. So one way that you can reach out to parents is through Class Dojo. So you can click on the picture here, or you can click on the link. So on mine it says, welcome back, Ruthann. So I've already signed in and maybe you're going, well, what do I do next? I'm going to click on teacher in case it didn't bring you straight to this. So it says, click on your class. So I'm going to come down and let's say I'm doing my Walk to Read K2 section. So I click on my class. It says click on message, then the plus new message, select all, type in a reminder. So again, here's my class and it says messages, new message, and I can click select all and it will send a message to all these parents. I click in my K2 group. So I click next and you can just copy and paste and obviously change the time and click send, or you can do a schedule message. How about that? Okay, you can see that I sent them one last week and I even put my Zoom link. So that's one way to reach out to them. Now remember, we want you to try to, it's probably good over the weekend to just remind all of them, especially because it's new. But if you have kids who aren't coming and you've tried Dojo messages in the past, it's probably a smart idea to try a different way of contacting them. Okay, so then I have my Dojo open. I'm going to click on the Walk to Read attendance. I can click on it here, or the other way, I'm going to go to my drive, and if it's not already up here, you can type in number 1 walk. Make sure you click on 22, 23, not last year's. Okay, I'm gonna close that as I go. So the other way is through attendance is to click on it through right there. Or, if you're on the checklist, you can click on it through there. So it says click on the correct tab at the bottom. So if I'm doing my K2, typically none of you will have this issue. This is only for aides and those who teach multiple classes. So I want to make sure I'm on the right tab down here at the bottom. And I like to scroll over, find my name, and get it ready to go. I have put mine in alphabetical order by first name. The reason why I did that is because I have several students. This isn't a ton, but in my other 3rd through 4th, I have like a ton of kids. The reason why I did that is because in Zoom, it lists the students and participants by first names in alphabetical order. I just find that it's faster for me. Okay, so my attendance is ready to go, K2. So I've done that. So I could actually be clicking on all this if I'm feeling, overwhelmed. Okay, so open digital library. I can click on it here, or on the Walk to Read homepage, I can click on the digital library right there. Okay, on the checklist, it says find your lesson. So I'm going to be teaching, so it says phonological awareness. I know that I'm down here where it says phonics lesson library. So I'm going to come down and I'm going to be teaching skill 3.1. I'm going to click on the outline. Yes, you can sit there and click on all that, but why would you? When you can just click on outline. Okay, let me go back to my checklist. Done, done. Click on outline. Go to the correct day. So I like to show the document outline. I click on this because if I'm in a big hurry, I'm like, oh, I'm on day 4. And it just takes me there. But let's say I'm on day 2. And if this is getting really annoying, I can just push that arrow and it cleans it up. Okay, so now put the documents in order. Wait, and click on each link. Okay, put the documents in order. So I just start clicking on all of these links. Now, did you see on here how it's the review grid day? And then it's the teacher word cards. But when I open it in Google, it put it out of order. So as I'm opening it, I like to click and drag so it's in the correct order. So see, it put it like, I don't know, it's in the wrong order. Okay, now if you look at this, it says I do, we do, and it says exactly the same thing, except that one says sort. So on this one, you're identifying, and on this one, you're reading. If you want to just click on each one of these, you can. However, these are exactly the same right here. This is the you do cards, and this is the I do, we do. And it shows you I do, we do, you do. Anyways, exactly the same. So I'm not going to click on it twice. If you want to, you can. I'm just dragging it in the correct order. Oops. Okay, and then Amy created these spelling boards. If you'd like to use these, you can, or if you want to do it on the whiteboard, you can. So, look at this one. It says 3.1. So it's 3.1, and it's the first story. Student copy you do passage 1 from day 1 in your Google Drive. You should already have this because you copied it yesterday. Let's say you don't have it. Remember, this is the transfer to text. Tim's bad skid. Okay, so then if I'm like, oh no, I know it's in day 1 and it's the text part. So I can scroll up and there it is, transfer to text, and that's the story. I can click on this if I happen to not have it ready to go. Okay, but I want to make sure I'm back on day 2. I have every document, but it's not ready to go. I go through each one. Like maybe on this one, I'm going to get it zoomed in. This one, I need to go make a copy. Honestly, I'm just going to start clicking on each tab and getting that make a copy ready. Okay, so we have the documents in the correct order. If you had to make a copy of the document, rename the link. Take out the copy of and change it to your last name. Okay, so see how it's still thinking? Yeah, you want to do this definitely before class. Like at least 10 minutes, if not more. Okay, so see how it says copy of? And when I put my mouse on it, it says rename. So I'm going to just click into it and I'm going to highlight the copy of. I'm going to write Ballard. Okay. And again, get rid of copy of. The reason why is because you will probably be using these documents again the next day, and it's nice to have it ready to go so you don't have a bunch of copy ofs. I'm going to zoom in on the words. Again, get rid of this if you want to use this as a spelling board. Okay, here we go. Clicking OK. I'm going to go back to my checklist. We changed all the names. Everyone should have a folder on their personal Google Drive called One Last Name Walk to Read. Okay, so I'm going to go to my personal drive if you have not done this yet. Okay, let me delete that one. I was doing another example. So let me go new and new folder. The reason why I put a 1 is because it stays at the top, and I'm going to write my last name, Walk to Read. Now I already have this, so probably won't let me create it, so I'm just going to put a 2 just so you can see what I'm doing. See how it keeps it at the top? Even if I have a different format, it's still at the top. Okay, so I'm going to click into it. I'm going to click new folder. I'm going to type this Ballard, and this is skill 3.1. Now, why am I doing all this? The reason why is because it keeps all of my copies and my students with all their sticky notes ready to go. When I click in it, nothing is there. So let me show you what I would do. You don't have to do it this way. Okay, so I have my folder. It says open up recent. So I'm going to go to recent right here on the left side. So I don't have to go searching for it. I mean, you could type in Ballard 3.1, but I just went to recent because I know I just barely did this. So, and it tells me the time and all that. So I'm going to click on the first Ballard 3.1.1. I'm going to click Control, and I'm going to click all the documents that I need. All the Jamboards, right? Now I'm going to right click. Sorry, let me say that again. I click on one, click Control, and I click on every single one of my Jamboards, and then I let go of the Control. I'm going to right click and click Move To. It's automatically going to say My Drive. Here's my Ballard Walk to Read and this skill. And I'm going to just throw it all in there. So in case any of this closes, I know, boom, it's in my drive right here. And I don't have to copy things or re-put sticky notes and all that. Okay, so we did this one. Add each student's name on a sticky note on the UDO word sorts, spelling boards, and passages. Okay, so now, no, I can't put it here. Now on this one, I do not have a sticky note. Do you know why? Okay, hopefully you said, well, because this is the I do, we do. How do you know that? It says it right there. And also, there's only one copy on this part right here. That's telling me that I don't need sticky notes. This is my presentation. I'm modeling on this one. So I'm going to go to the UDO cards. I'm going to click on this square. And as soon as I put my mouse there, it says sticky note. Now, let me tell you what I like to do. I have several students, and so I take a physical sticky note next to my desk, and I put each of my students' names. Now, why do I do that? Because I am in a hurry, and I don't have time to think of all of my students' names. Trust me. So I'm looking at the sticky note on my desk, and I am going to quickly put the sticky notes on. Oops. Okay, what I like to do is just copy and paste. And then I put my next student on, and I'm getting all these ready to go. My students are going to be coming, and I'm going to be prepared. Hey, uh-oh. I have 6 students, and I only have 5 Jamboards. If I push another arrow, it automatically creates a white one. Sometimes students will keep going, and you're like, no, stop, because it's just creating more blank ones. So hopefully you are seeing me click on the 3 dots. So there are several ways, well, 2 ways I can create another Jamboard if I have more than 5 students. I can click on one of them, click Control Copy or Command Copy, Control C, right? And then Control V or Command, if whatever kind of computer you use. So now it's showing my 6th Jamboard, and I'm going to change this to my last student so they don't feel bad, Casey. And I can start clicking on these arrows to make sure I have each Jamboard ready to go. Okay, so my UDO cards are ready. I don't need anything on my fluency. Now, the spelling boards, again, I can click into this. I'm looking at my sticky and I am typing. I can click this arrow. Sticky notes are already there. So I am hurrying and typing in all of these names. Oops. Anyway, you get the idea. So then here's the passage. I need a sticky note. And I like to keep it in the same order. You don't have to. I just feel like the kids are like, oh yeah, I'm on the second Jamboard. Okay. Anyway, so I go through and do all that. I can close this one. Let me go back to my checklist. So I added the sticky notes. Okay, so you are all ready to go. What I like to do is I like to close things that I don't need because it's very overwhelming. I don't need this one. Okay, so I have my dojo, I have my attendance, outline, and I have all this. So what I like to do, I'm just going to have you imagine with me. I'm going to pull this out. Did you see I just clicked and dragged out? I'm going to pretend that I'm putting my outline on another screen. Now, if you want to split your screen, on my HP, I click Windows, and then on my keyboard, I click like the arrow I want it to go. Because maybe you wanted to share only this section. You didn't want to share your whole screen. You only want to share over here, a portion of your screen. But we're just pretending this is on the other screen. So honestly, what I like to do is I like to have my dojo over on the other screen, and I like to have the attendance on the other screen. The reason why is because this is the side that I'm going to be sharing, and this is the side that I'm looking at, and I'm putting information in. Okay, let me go back to... So then, okay. So Walk to Read is starting. Let me tell you what I like to do, friends. It can be a lot when they're first coming in. So you do not have to do this, but I'm going to show you what I like to do. Actually, it's going to be on this one. So I'm teaching skill 3. I'm teaching S blends. So I will type in S blends phonics video. I know this brand. These videos, I've seen them before. Ooh, I also know this one. So I could do a quick Google search, and I can click on one of these, or I can go to videos, and it's gonna like list even more. So I really liked how this one had a bunch of the S blends. So I'm going to click on this.
Generation Genius saves you so much time.
And you will get used to you'll start to see which like companies have videos you can trust. So Rock and Learn is one that I know is safe, but I would watch this video in its entirety. Or, maybe I just am going to only show it here. But I know that Rock and Learn is a safe brand. Okay, so honestly, let me show you. And friends, please don't share your screen. Sorry, I said friends, you're adults. I'm so in the habit of that. Please don't share your screen until the ad is gone. And try to mute it as fast as possible. I like to do full screen when I share because you never know what is over here. And this is very distracting over here. See all these ads? Like as a mom, I'm like, I don't want my kids constantly seeing ads. So I do full screen so all they see is the video. Now, this is on one screen. On my other screen, I'm like, hi everyone. So I have the video to kind of like, because they're coming in late for the first like 2 to 3 minutes. Don't spend forever on this. While they're watching this video, this is when I'm going, ooh, Ellie was on time. Ooh, Lucy's on time. As they're popping in, and they're sitting here watching this for a minute or two. So I'm doing the on time thing. And then, let's see. This was ready to go. Then what I'm doing is I'm also giving points for those who are here. Okay, I'm going to hurry and delete these before I forget. So I like to keep this, like again, on a separate screen. So I gave dojo points for those who are on time, and I took attendance. So then I have this on the one screen, and I'm looking at my outline, and I have the lesson plan in front of my face. And this is saying for 2 minutes. You do not have to finish this. You work on it for 2 minutes, and you move on. And we're whatever it says in the book. On this one, maybe you are just, I think I just like underline it and I go word. I use the annotation tool, is that what it's called? Or the writing tool in Zoom. Or if you have a big mouse, what is this called? Custom cursor. Except on the PDF you can't see it, so that's why I like to use in Zoom. I like to draw a line on it. Okay, so then I'm following this, and honestly, I like to click out of it as soon as I've taught it. I like to clean this up as fast as possible. And let me tell you something else that I like to do while I'm teaching. Instead of just always using my mouth, mouse, I like to write. And I'm like, oh, as I'm modeling, find the vowel. There's a consonant after it. This is a closed syllable. I see an S at the beginning and a consonant after it. I know that this would be an S blend because the S is at the beginning of the word and there's a consonant after it. Something else that I like to do if my students are really struggling is I like to click on these shapes beforehand. And you can click fill, blue, and maybe I'll even put it down here. I mean, it does have to be pretty tiny, and you can go control copy. Oh. Okay, actually I can copy. Oops. I can copy that again, but I'm going to change it to kind of that red color. So, I don't know. Maybe you want to put it here, or maybe you want to put it, come on, right under the word. It's just kind of, anyway, you get what I'm saying. And you're like, is this following our pattern? For those students who are really young or they need that visual. So then I move it to the correct spot, right? You guys know all this. These are just ideas, whatever. Okay, so we're done with that. And remember, this is also for my aides. So I'm sure you guys know all this, but make sure you click on share when you're going to send it in the chat box. You're going to make sure you click on anyone with a link. The reason why I always do anyone with the link is because there are times where students are using their parents' laptop instead. I don't know. It's one less thing. And then editor, because we want them to be able to edit the UDO cards. I click copy link. Now, if I do not click done, it doesn't work. So in my, let's pretend I already had Zoom open. I don't know, is this going to work with Loom and this? Okay. My video is not turned on, but that's for a reason. Okay, so in my chat, I like to say what it is, and then I put the link. And then I like to say, oh, I'm going to see who's the first one here. And up here, it will tell you, let's see what happens if I click on it. It opens up a new one. Oh. Anyway, okay. So, obviously you should model like how to use a Jamboard, and you should have covered all that. Like, don't go on other people's, don't draw on other people's. And then you'll see their little circles. So all I did was click on this rectangle, and you'll see their little pictures of themselves, or it'll say anonymous beaver or anonymous tiger, and you'll see them going to the correct Jamboard. Okay. So then they'll start doing that. Let's say the students, they sorted it. Okay. And let's say you want to go back because now on the outline, let me look at my outline over here. It was, now they read it. And maybe what I want to do is click on these 3 dots. I can go see version history. And I can look at, I'm going to click on this one. Oops, actually, this one doesn't have the sticky notes, but that's because I haven't done much. You will find one that has just the sticky notes and it's a clean background. You would click restore this version. But I don't have that yet because I haven't done much on it. So I'm just manually doing. Please don't ever do this because it would take way too long. You could just go right and just go make a copy. So, but then you'd have to add all those sticky notes. Anyway, so then on this one, they would be reading it. And sometimes I will put them in a breakout room and they're doing this on their own. And I'll come on to their Jamboard and I'll say, oh, read this one for me again. And remember, if you're like, oh no, why is it not working? Remember, you have to click on the select, the arrow, to be able to move it. Okay, so we're done with that one. The fluency, it says what to do. I don't want to go over each one. Anyway, that is watch or read for the most part, right? I'm going to close this. So yeah, if I'm doing story and I have a different Jamboard link, I label it and then I put a link. The reason why is because students will be like, which one are we on? Sometimes I'll even go number 3 Jamboard or something like that and put the link. So let me click. Is there anything else I need to tell you on this? With participants, you can click on, there should be mute, unmute. That's enough for now. Anyways, hopefully this was helpful. I am going to get this all cleaned up. You can make your own copy of this if you, in the beginning, you want to be able to cross things off. Now remember, you have to do this for each of your classes. Some of you only have 1 class, some of you have more. So that's just a quick reminder of the Watch Read checklist. Oh, something I didn't talk about. But, so with your dojo points, I put it over on my other screen. There it is. Okay. As you go, you can be like, oh my goodness, Luciana, you are working so hard, and you're giving those dojo points. And I'll share my screen. I'll move my dojo points over to the screen that I usually share on. I just keep it over here while they're watching a video in the beginning while I'm giving the on time dojo points, so they can't see all that. But anyway, I hope that you learn some things and maybe you do things a little bit differently, but this is just what I've done. So anyways, I hope you guys have a good day and good luck. You can refer back to this video. Thank you. Bye.